Good morning, people. Today's the 17th of October, and this is Mary Lou. And I was going to show you the cat. The cat was over here nuzzling on me. He comes over and puts himself where he wants to be, or he's saying, "Hey, pet me, pet me, pet me." Come here, little kitty. Come here, and I'll put you on TV. See, there he is, going to be on the corner of my bed. See, there's a cat on the other side of the door. Okay, there's a cat on the other side of the door. It's the one that scratched him, the one that they had to go to do the other day. They zoomed out of my room and down the hall. And now you can't see my hand. I said, down the hall. And the whole time, the cat that's on the other side of the door was smacking him on his back, as they were three-legged in, like a three-leg race or something. They looked like they were connected, and the one was just terrorizing the other one, and they were both running down the hallway. Anyway, that's why he's my roommate. We were trying to let him out, and we had, the other cat's name is Cass. We had him in Nancy's room with the door shut. But someone didn't realize what was going on. They opened that door and let the cat out. And so then the cat came in here, and then all of a sudden I'm hearing growling going on over here around my bed. I always talk with my hands, and you can't see them. I'm sorry. So anyway, the cat is over there on the corner of the bed, kind of paying attention to the door, but not over there. But they'll stick their paws all the way through underneath the door and smack each other. So I don't know. Yes, look at the camera, Babas. Come over here. I wanted to show him. Show him that mad cat. Anyway, I don't pick him up. He doesn't want to be picked up, okay? And I can kind of understand it, when someone grabs you and they take you up in the air and you don't know what the heck's going on. And there you are with your arms floundering and stuff. Anyway, he comes over and kind of gets in my lap. Not all the way. He's only made it onto one leg, but he's done it. He's done it twice now. But he definitely comes over and nudges me. He'll come over and get real close and nudge me. Like, give me some love. He does get quite loud when he doesn't have food. He gets a can of soft food almost every day. Just looking at him, that's all. Shouldn't really have my glasses on, but I'm not sure. I think I'm going to try to read. Except for I've got the wrong camera. YouTube was taking up way a lot of gigs on my phone, and I just got this little 64 gig thing. So pretty soon I probably won't have anything by the time they do all their updates, because all those updates take data too. But anyway, I knew I had YouTube. My voice is going. I knew I had YouTube over on my iPad, and it's got twice the memory. So I got rid of YouTube. But I sure use my phone with YouTube all the time. I need one that has lots and lots of memory. Oh, you came over. Here, I'll show you the kitty. He wants some lovin's, huh, Bubbles? Yeah, he says, I think I want some lovin's. I read something the other day that said something. I think Nancy had it on her thing. But nevertheless, it was talking about how a cat can get close to you, what you should do, and stuff like that. So, I always do, just naturally, rub around their ears, okay? Rub the top of their head, then I go around their ears. Well, that's what I do with my dogs, too. My German Shepherds, they love their ears rubbed. Just right behind their ears, down in this part here. Anyway, so they did mention that. And then they like the back, where their butt is. They like that messed with. I don't exactly know how, like rubbed or pinched or something. But nevertheless, these were things they were suggesting to help you get close to your cat. Make the cat feel like he loves you or whatever. Interesting. Yes, I am a mess. And yes, I should probably go for a walk. And it's only, the high today is going to be 55. Oh my. Just a little bit ago it was 51. I was thinking about going out for a walk, but I might have to have a coat on top of this sweatshirt. And this is just a hoodie type sweatshirt. But I'm naked under here, so it's just a little shirt. You know, it's not like you got a coat on. If I had other clothes on underneath it, it could be qualified as a light coat, I guess. But what I'm going to do is put my little jacket on over this. And then I'll have my hoodie. If my ears get cold, I can cover up. Song came to mind, but I don't want to just cover up for safety, cover up. But mine is just to keep my ears from being cold. I do not like my ears cold. I think maybe, I know I scatter here, there, and everywhere, and that picture is always there. There's this picture of the Salt Lake Temple, and it was taken in 1910. You know, I've been thinking about that. It's probably just a picture put in a frame, so I don't know what year it was put in the frame. It just says Temple Square 1910. So I want to show you these cars. And so, like, if the car was a 1910, that means everybody was affluent and had money and stuff like that. I don't know if I said the right word, but I think I did. But it's just interesting to me to see what the temple and those cars and everything looked like back then. And here we go. I want to show you. Looky who's here, and looky whose leg he's on. He is on my leg. What you tripping, boy? Huh? Are you wanting me to pet you? Are you wanting a pet? I have a cough. I don't have much of a cough, but I do have a little cough. There's been sick people in the house. You can't escape it. Sorry. Okay, so let's see what's happening here. What I did, so it's very inconvenient to have YouTube not be on my phone because I used it all the time. And then I want to look at comments and this and that, so I don't have YouTube on my phone. I think I looked it up, you know, so I could, because that was a thought that was mentioned, that I could just look up YouTube and get on it without having it on my phone. So I don't know. I tried that yesterday because I keep sharing my videos on the Facebook. So I went to Facebook and tried to click on that video and look at it without having YouTube on my phone. It didn't work very well. Somebody else. Okay. So many things, people. I do wish I could just think and be there. You know what I was talking about? You know, I take it for granted that you're all looking at my videos and then you know everything I've said, but you aren't. So I gotta quit that. I forgot now what I even said, but I'm trying to learn some things I can sew that I could sell. And then if you are out in the middle of nowhere, let's just say I ended up going back home, and I can't do that. I can't live there in the wintertime. I'm not going to do that unless I absolutely have to. But it is one thing about it, it would be my space. And I do like that, having my space. And then I'm free to be a manufacturer. And see, if you're in the middle of nowhere, ow, 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 you can get all your materials and get set up and just sew. And then what I wanted to do in the past, I don't know if I do now or not, because it does take a lot. Meaning, go to fairs, show your stuff, try to sell your stuff. And not just fairs, but during Christmas, there's a lot of that where they will have a big to-do and have vendors and selling things that they've made for Christmas. So there's people who make jewelry and people who do this and that and the other thing. And really, I would have had a supply of my cozies, but, and I don't want to throw them away. So what do I do about that? Because they are not safe to be in a microwave, okay? And you can tell people not to do it, but that doesn't mean they're not going to do it. And I have not put one in the microwave to see what happens, okay? But I did put something in the microwave the other day that had a little bit of label on it, and that was metal. So I saw, I saw a fire inside the microwave. It was like a big old match flame is what was going on in there. But I hurried and turned it off. So anyway, I don't want my stuff to cause a problem. And they're so pretty. And if you use them the way I tell you, they're fine. You know, you don't put them in the microwave. You take something out of the microwave and put in it. But now what I've seen, is that they are doing microwave plates. I mean, they're doing plate cozies, okay? And so they are talking about you need 100% cotton on everything so that it won't catch fire. You know, I never realized that polyester, polyester, pipe, polyurethane, what is that stuff called? All kinds of plastics and stuff are made from polyester. That's material that you can go and buy, water pipe, all kinds of different things that are poly. And I believe that's short for petroleum. Petroleum. So these water bottles that we've had all this time we've been drinking out of have petroleum in them. They're made of it. I'm pretty sure. And so now they're saying, like this, I told you guys the other day about a guy that had one of his veins in his neck was all clogged up. And he used the word shot it out. I don't know how they did that, but they put something in that vein and shot it out. So they had pulled it out, evidently. They did something. I don't know what they did. But the point was it was full of plastic. And what they're saying is that the microscopic stuff in the plastic, as it's holding things for you, storing things, is seeping into the water, like the water bottles. It's seeping into the water that we're going to drink. And then I started looking all around, and everywhere I looked is plastic. I mean, the plastic, everything is plastic. Things that we store in the fridge, you know, they go into containers. Well, Nancy's got it going on. She's got glass. But the lids are plastic. But at least in the bottom where so you can't see my hand. I was just saying the bottom where the food is, as long as it doesn't have to sit there and rest on the plastic, it's probably okay. See my nails? They're fixing to be cut off. They're starting to break, and usually when one breaks, they all break, and I just haven't taken the time to do anything. I keep wishing that I had. I don't know if you can see that, but it's kind of broken way up there. So if it continues, that's going to be horrid. So I've got to cut around it before it does that, before it enters into my nail. It's on the outside right now, but it's right on the edge of, I don't know if you call that a cuticle. It's not a cuticle. This is the cuticle up here. So down here, that was all black because I stuck it in my pipe. Move things around, you know. I shouldn't have done that, and I shouldn't have said that. But anyway, I've got some nice long nails going on. Here's the other hand. But once one starts, they all do. Okay? This is because, I have nails because of biotin. I'm taking 10,000 whatever it is, MCGs or something a day. And it definitely makes your nails grow and are strong. But then there comes a time when you got to cut them off again. But they grow pretty fast, actually, so I could probably just cut them all off and make them little. Then pretty soon I'd have nails again. And here I am in this house with my sweatshirt on, and I am sweating to death. But I got to call the doctor. The thing is, I got a doctor here, okay? But the doctor in Kennewick is the one who put me on gabapentin because of my sweats. It's really horrid, and it seemed to be working, but I'm still sweating. Cancer makes you sweat too, and I forgot about that. But you know, it's like detoxifying. Maybe it's just trying to get that crap out of me, and I need to fill myself with a lot of water. I've taken my pills, but I've got to go spread them out again because I don't have any in my bottles. And then the thing is, I think I just ran out of the gabapentin, the 300 milligrams. She gave me one capsule that's 300 milligrams. I take that at night when I go to bed. And then I'm supposed to be taking 2 in the morning and 2 in the afternoon before that, but it puts you to sleep. So I've just been taking 1 in the morning. I think I might need to take maybe 1 in the morning and 1 in the afternoon. But I don't want to be going to sleep. I do want to sleep at night though. And 6 hours is pretty good for me. Really, my sleep cycle is like 3 hours, 4 hours. And I'll wake up, but I'll stay in the bed unless I have to go potty. Then I gotta get up and go. And I do that sometimes just so I can sleep a little longer the next time I go to sleep. And I have my Wedding Veil series. I just turn that on, and next thing you know, I'm gone. Okay, because it's just, I don't know, it's a distraction. Somehow I can just drift away. Otherwise, I'm probably doing a lot of thinking and not drifting. I don't know. Just don't know, okay? I could just take a chance, get in my car and drive, not worry about insurance. They're crazy. They're fucking crazy. And I said the right word. These people, it's a mafia. I'm telling you. Okay. You know what? Allstate came back with $169 a month. Are they up in the night or what? For a person who doesn't drive very much. For an old car. And just for liability. Just basic liability. $169. You know, $200 a month to drive. I can't do that. Now, he did say that Washington is there's like third. I don't know if it's third, but it's very expensive on insurance. And then he mentioned, you know, because I told him I can't do that. That's no way. So then he's telling me to make sure when I get insurance with somebody else that I need to have the limits upped. He says, if you rear end a Tesla, that's $50,000. People are crazy. And this city, this town, this area, not necessarily Orting, but this area, there are Teslas everywhere. In fact, there's one in the driveway here because that's what Philip drives. And that's what Nancy's son, Anthony, drives. It's a Tesla. They're tripping. Those cars are tripping. $50,000. I could buy my house, plus have $10,000 left to fix it up. I could see why people might want to cause accidents so they can reap the benefits of all that. But what he said was, they don't judge you by your record. You're in an area where there's so many people and so many accidents and so many this and that, and it's shared. So I get to pay for other people's crap. And that ain't right. It is not. I mean, what's the deal? Why bother having a great record? Oh, it might be a lot worse. Okay, maybe that's true. But I'm just sitting here, no accidents, no claims, no tickets, no DWI or DUI. DW, what would that be? I don't know. I was going to show you that picture so you can see those cars better. It amazes me. Temple Square has changed. They bought the road that goes in between. They probably already owned it when you really think about it. People, I never thought about that until just now. Everybody's houses that have a road in front of them, you own to the middle of the road. Okay? That the city gets to use it, everybody else gets to use it, but it's yours. It's off your property. It is part of your property. Like if you're on a corner, then you've got that whole corner to the middle of the road. Okay, so and I just thought about that. Temple Square is across the street from the Joseph Smith building, which means the church owns that. And then they also own the Temple Square thing. And so they would own to the middle of the road anyway. Well, they took one of those roads anyway. I was told they bought it, but I really don't know. Sounds to me like they already own it by my just reasoning. But the road between Temple Square and the Joseph Smith building is now like a park. Not necessarily a park, but they've got an eternity pool where you look in it and you see yourself forever. Pretty sure. It's been a while since I've been there. But anyway, that whole city block road in the middle of those two belongs to the church, and they don't have traffic going through there because they got a big old fountain in the middle. It's just a nice leisurely thing in between the two buildings. I'm pretty sure you can just go walk across the street into the Joseph Smith building. So it includes it. It includes it with Temple Square. I would love to go to Temple Square. They have an information center there. And I'm not sure how many of these type of things are out there, because they have information centers for these temples, some of them. And the one I'm talking about, you go in there and there's murals on the walls and there's a lot of different things. And there's theaters that you can go into and look at movies. And then in the middle of that, or maybe even in the beginning, I'm not sure. In the information center, there is this big ramp. You go and circle and go around and you go up, okay? So you get on it, and it's a big staircase, but it's a ramp. It's not stairs. And you just go around like that circular thing, Deb. I just thought about that. But anyway, it goes in a circle, and it leads you to a floor where there's this humongous statue of Jesus Christ with his arms out, but out in front of him, not out like that, but, just out. It's so amazing. And I've got cold chills right now, goosebumps thinking about it. Isn't that weird? The church is a wonderful thing. And if you guys have a chance to check it out, you should. Even if you just go and venture out to one of those information centers, okay? And don't be afraid of the missionaries. They're fine. They're young men and women who have devoted a certain period of time out of their life to help teach the people, to help bring the light where there's darkness. Kind of like me. I mean, that is my point, what I'm trying to do. I know my eyes are I wish I could be beautiful again. And I will. I know I will. But it won't be here. However, I could do better. I know I could do better. So I'm all slumped over. I shouldn't be. I need to work on that. So I got my house. It was supposed to be listed in a paper, but I've never got confirmation on it, and I just don't believe it has been, because I've not gotten any calls either from when I had it, when it was supposed to be in the paper. But I don't think it ever made it. And I've called her and called her. She needs help. I think she needs... I don't want to go do it, because it's way over there. She's in Hayes. So many places need help. I did call this morning. I called a place called 28 Grams. And it looked like they're in Graham. You know, a town called Graham, I'm not sure. Anyway, the point is, they probably don't need any help. But he did tell me the person to talk to is Tiffany. And he said to bring in a resume. Bring in a resume any day before 3, and maybe you'll catch her. So that's the way to do it. So now I need to put a resume together. And a resume can be simple, although some people might want it to be complex. Meaning, I've had so many jobs, and if you list every damn one of them, it doesn't look good. It doesn't look good. Why did you have so many jobs? Blah, blah, blah. And why have you been out of work for so long? And this and that and the other thing. The main thing that a resume should be, first of all, you got to realize someone's going to look at it and read it and all that stuff. And if it's too busy, they might not. Unless they're really super looking for the right person for a big time job, not a little meander job. But I worked a lot of different jobs, like 6 months at each place. But other people don't understand what was going on. There was a lot of things going on. One was I was trying to stay home with my daughter. And I was doing what I had to, what the DSHS wanted. In other words, they don't want you staying home taking care of your children. They want you to go out and work and let someone else take care of your children. And I think if they put it all together and really looked at it right, we would be advised to not let mothers go to work. Mothers need to stay home, take care of their children. And in the long run, the state would save, because they're out there paying. They're paying for you to go find a job. They're paying for wardrobes to wear those jobs. They are paying for a lot of things. But you have to, it's just a lot of work. But seriously, it's better to stay home with your children so that they don't be left alone. So they're not bullied. So they're not joining gangs. So they are loved and nourished. That's the way it should be. One of the members, male and female, created he, them, okay, you know, so if you have children, one of you need to stay home. Or maybe, and I don't want to say anything else, because the whole thing is, we search for love, we find our person, and then we get split apart because we got to go take care of business here, there, and everywhere. And then, I mean, and you have each other for a short period of time, and then you're gone. And then when you have children, that short period of time that you had is all taken, and you're gone. And so then the marriage splits up, and the children don't have a parent home, someone to rely on, someone to make sure they're not doing something wrong, because that happens too, you know. After a certain age, like I've told you before, 8, after the age of 8, When you become 8, you can be baptized because that is the age of accountability, which means you know what you're doing. We were all born with the light of Christ in us. But what happens to us after we're born? But the point I'm trying to make is we know right from wrong. It's in us. It's in our head. It's in our being. You know when you're doing something wrong. So you should take account of that. And don't do the wrong thing. Do the right thing. I started to say something that one of my friends has been saying, do the needful thing. No, you don't want to say that because sometimes the need outweighs the right. Does that make sense? No, it's right not to steal. But if you are starving and you need food and you really need it, then you might steal. So which is worse? It's because of your reasoning. But let's hope that we don't have that problem. Our wants outweigh. I was talking about needs a minute ago, but we can get carried away and do the wrong thing. So don't do that, because you'll pay for it. One way or another, you will pay. Okay, sorry about that. It's just the truth. There are consequences. And there is right from wrong, my friend. Someone out there who said that recently. There's no right and wrong. There's just consequences. Well, I don't believe that. and it was just in a post, okay? There was a post made that said that. Normally, I agree with this person, but not on that one. Because there is right from wrong. And we do know it. It's called a conscience, okay? So when you start to do something that don't feel right, don't do it. So I should be talking to myself because I do things that don't feel right. So I need to stop that. Okay, so this morning, I figured I would go ahead and keep reading Ether so I can get it over with. That last chapter I read didn't do a thing for me, but other chapters that I have read in Ether had a lot of information that I found interesting, okay? Like the fact that Jesus Christ as a spirit had a body. Not a physical body, but he had I call it an essence, but he had a spiritual body. And the brother of Jared was allowed to see future events, okay? He got to see Jesus. This is not the future. In the now for him, he got to see Jesus Christ's finger first because of his faith and for what he was doing. I've told the story and it's too long, I don't want to repeat it. But Ether is about the Jaredites. And they left the other country whenever the Tower of Babel was going on. That's when they left. Went across the wilderness and came to the big ocean and built ships and went across. And they had to light those ships. And Jesus told the brother of Jared, he says, you tell me what to do. How are we going to do that? Type of thing. Excuse me. And so they decided, not Jesus, this guy, the brother of Jared, they decided to go up to the mountain and they called it molten, so I imagine fire was involved, something. They molted rock to where it became crystal, see-through, but I don't know how big it was. But then the brother of Jared asked Jesus Christ to just touch those stones and turn them into light because they needed light inside these vessels. That was what they were trying to accomplish. And so when Jesus did it, he touched the stones. Well, when he did, the brother of Jared saw his finger because he had so much faith. And I got chills again. That's usually a confirmation of what I'm saying. Okay. Spirit's touching me. So any old who, I don't really know what I was talking about itself. Oh, okay, it was about Jesus and his body. Because I don't know what the events were, but through a series of events, them doing all that stuff, Jesus did allow the brother of Jared to see him. And he saw, this is way before he was born, he was still a spirit. He saw what he looked like, okay? And he said that he looks the same. He looked the same in his spiritual body as he did when he was walking the earth. That 33 years that he was here. He grew up from a child up, and he grew up to look exactly like the man that the brother of Jared saw. I find that very interesting. Now, it might just be for Jesus, because I always felt like I was the same person. The one I am right now, the way I look, so maybe I was more beautiful, it's the same as when I was in heaven with our father and mother before I was born here on earth. So I don't know. It's probably not true. But the part about Jesus is, I'm just saying we might not can compare ourselves to him because he was already God in the spirit form. That was the plan. So I'm sure he had some special circumstances, okay? I don't know. It's just a query, which is a question. And it's one we don't need an answer to. So it's just a thought. But the point is there's some really great things in ether. But I didn't think there was very much good in 10. It was all genealogy, and it was good because they told you that some of the kings were righteous and some were not. And they did go by the lineage. So-and-so begat so-and-so, and he reigned. Okay, so-and-so lived many, 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 many years, and then he begat this one son that reigned. I don't know how many years all those people lived, but I remember, was that the Old Testament? I didn't like the Old Testament, but anyway, I remember that they lived like 800 years, 900 years. So I'll be having babies every year. and then later in life, they let one of their children come up and reign in their stead. But from what I read in chapter 10, that's what it said, Begat sons and daughters, and then way out there, he begat so-and-so, and that so-and-so took over, reigning for the people. And usually, I believe, the way it's done in the scriptures is the father chooses who is to reign. A lot of times I think in the Old Testament, the guy would call for his sons to give him his last blessing before he died, type of thing. Anyway, I guess I have read enough. Not enough. I've read some of the Old Testament. It's just that I didn't like it. And I probably did while I was at seminary and at Sunday school and stuff like that, because the Old Testament, the only time I really remember reading it was when I first got married, when I was 17, and I was trying to read the scriptures and share with my husband. That was futile. Futile, I must say. Plus a 17-year-old, what can you teach anybody at 17? You can. Excuse me. You can. That's when you are young. I don't think that's really what I wanted to say, but unscarred too. You know, the children, I'm going to call them children, the children that are going on missions haven't been out in the world and been scarred yet. Okay. And so they're sweet and they're innocent and they're trying to teach you about God. And what they're teaching you is correct. Some of it, you know, I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about how you perceive what they try to tell you. There's a plain and simple way to do things, and then there's those of us like me who make things intricate, you know? There's a lot of meaning beneath all that stuff. There's a lot of stuff that we don't gather at that young age. I was going to get on here and talk to you guys, and I guess that's what I've been doing. I don't even know all the things I've said. And I was going to go for a walk because I'm sweating to death. So maybe it's already 41 minutes. So that's too long, isn't it, to be going for a walk now. I just don't know how far I can go. I can't really walk a whole lot. I need to get stronger. I need to have God. I just saw this thing in my head. You know, you see it in a movie. I don't know if I ever saw it in a movie. But, you know, I'm picturing myself. This is what I was trying to say, okay? I'm picturing myself standing and God going across like this, you know, just flooding my body with healing energy to where it goes inside deep and it heals everything as it goes down. Wouldn't that be trip? I do need a miracle and I do want to live. I do not want to die. Nobody does. However, like I've said, there's beautiful things on the other side. It's just there's things I got to do, things I need to do before I leave. And I don't know if it's ever going to happen. So in the meantime, I'm just trying to share with you people, okay? I'm an old person. I'm seasoned, as some would say. Seasoned with life. The experiences that you have as you go through life, whether they be good or bad. Hopefully you can take some good from it. You know, like when someone breaks your heart, maybe you won't break somebody else's, or you'll understand how they're feeling, these other people. You know, and the betrayal does not feel good, but maybe you can learn something from it. I don't know what. And I know right now I'm starving. All of a sudden I'm starving and I got to have something or I'll be sick. Isn't that a trip? I don't like it. Nobody does, I'm sure. But I do. I feel like I need to go eat something. And I think I might have an avocado. I have an avocado out in the garage. Should be ready. So I think I'll go eat it before I do get sick. And we have someone sick in the house, and it's not just a cold. So I sure hope I don't get that. She threw up and had diarrhea and all that stuff. So no, I don't want that. Don't be kissing on somebody like that. It's one of the little girls. Okay. We have a boy and a girl. And they're both sweet. The girl especially is just always smiling and stuff. Anyway, I just don't want to get sick. And I be hugging these kids, you know. We didn't hug last night, though. Maybe that's a good thing. But the thing is, you can have them little bugs in you for a while before it affects you. And then there you are. Where'd that come from? Came from that damn school you're going to. You know, when you go and you gather and you're with so many people, You can't help but get sick. It's there for everybody. I already said all that. They get sick, they take it home. People at home get sick and they still got to go to work. So they go to work and those people they work with get sick and blah, blah, blah. Down the road it goes, Okay, so, Linda, I'm glad if I help you. That's wonderful. And I do that. I talk to things all the time. I talk to myself, okay? I don't think there's a problem with that whatsoever. It's self-worth. One problem. And that is when you're talking to yourself, other people don't know it all the time. They think you're talking to them. No, I'm not. And I understand that because I've lived with, Joe did that. Joe talked to himself all the time, so I never knew if he was talking to me or himself. And so there you are. We both talk to ourselves. It's okay. It really is okay. That way you're not alone, I have spent a lot of my time alone. My time on Earth alone. But anyway, yes, keep control of your children, especially your daughters. Your daughters that are of an age when sex is there. And these boys, that's all they want. I mean, at a certain age, they don't want nothing to do with you, but after they reach a certain age, they do. So you gotta be careful. They might tell you they love you and they don't. They just want something. They want to take something from you and then they'll leave you and go on to the next. Conquer. I don't know the answer to that. I mean, it just came in my head, but not a good answer. Like I said, for my dad, chemical castration. They wouldn't be able to do anything because they become a female. Their sex drive would go away. Their little winky wouldn't get hard. They wouldn't have a need or anything. And they'd leave our little girls be. It's really sad out there what's going on. And we don't even know. Our children are being accosted. Rape is going on in the bathroom or wherever. And when you go to school with 2,000 people or 4,000 people, oh my God, how can you keep track of any of it? There's a better way, but I don't know how we could do it. Like I said, our taxes go to pay a lot of things. We pay I don't know who pays the teachers, but I imagine we do. The state does. So my point was, with one of the parents staying home, being with the children, then there is a thing called homeschooling. Now, I went and took a course so that I could do that, because when my daughter was going to school, there was a lot of bad stuff going on, and she was freaking out. And so I went to school so I could have her home. It changes everything, though. What I'm telling you is, the school has their curriculum, and they do what they do, and they're on a schedule and a this and a that. Well, when you homeschool, you the boss. They don't tell you what to do. Now, when you guys had COVID and you had to stay home and teach your own kids and stuff like that, I think they did have books and things you had to do. But I'm talking homeschooling and you being in charge. And then everything you do is teaching those children. When you take them to the grocery store and teach them how to shop for groceries and do the laundry and do all these different things that are important to life, being able to take care of a family, teach them auto mechanics and teach them shop or building. And I mean, there's all kinds of things that our children need to learn. And it isn't math and English and trigonometry. I don't even know what the hell that is, but it's usually like formulas of something. You know, you can take and have specialty classes for that. You know, people who want to aspire to be an electrician and being a this and a that needs those skills. But for the most general public, you don't need those skills. You need basic math, addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. Those 4 things should be able to get you through. You don't have to make it so damn complicated. Oh, well, we got to learn how to use this calculator, and it's got all these different things that you're never, ever going to use in your life. But that's a class. Mastering 10 Key Calculators, I believe, is a course that I took, a class that I took at Clark College. I did typing there, I did algebra there, and 10 Key Calculators, which did help. Learning where to put your fingers on the calculator so you could do all these different things, but mostly, and percentages. You need percentages. But that's still part of multiplication and division, and addition and subtraction. But I'm just saying, we are making school so damn complicated, and it don't need to be. It really doesn't, and especially when you think of it as a glorified babysitter. Serious. Our attention should be elsewhere. I really do think, you know, school is so that school is set up so the parents can go to work instead of taking care of their own kids at home. There would not be a lot of crap going on because of the outside influence. You send your kids to school, you've lost control. Because, okay, let's say there's 2,000 kids in that school. How many families does that go to? How many people are involved? And I forget what I started with, the 2,000. Oh, I know what it was. The influence of all those families. You know, you've got a kid that comes in from a broken home and maybe he's traumatized and all kinds of crap going on. Well, that's just one person. And then you've got another person who is left alone all the time, so he's out carousing and doing all kinds of things. And then there's just all kinds of, many things imaginable that the kids are bringing to school and influencing other kids. And I want to get off that subject because I didn't mean to be there. And I wanted to show you those cars, but you can't really see them that good, especially since I took my glasses off, huh? These people are trying to call me from all over the United States. Oh, Marathon, Florida is calling. I wonder what they want. Anyway, I'm going to fall over. I'm going to get close to this picture and hope that there's not a glare. And I just made it go crooked. Someone left a message. Okay, good. So can you see those little jalopies there? Up and down Temple Square. And there's a statue and there's a temple. You can't see it, but that thing on the very top, that is the angel Moroni. Sounding the good news. But look at all those cars. To me, that's a trip. Okay. So, I could have caught 33 if I hadn't been doing that. Put my hair over my ear. And I need to go outside and go for a walk. And I don't like the fact that it's cold. So what am I going to do about that? put on your coat. And that's another thing. Preach, Mary Lou. I'm preaching. I don't mean to be. I'm sorry. I was thinking about the people who do not have a coat. And then the people that have all these coats in their closet that they don't use, that they could donate. Okay? I mean, a lot of times when winter comes, there is a drive for donations of coats and stuff. Some people will go out and buy them. But here's the deal. You can go to Goodwill and pick up stuff for cheap. But I'm serious. If you've got 3 or 4 or 5 different coats and you don't use some of them, then find a place to go donate that will help. Maybe even these schools. The schools knows who is poor, who might need. My chest is hurting. And I am scared. I'm definitely scared to get my results from my PET scan. Because see, right here, down in, they said that cancer was there between my lungs. Now, one said that she thought it was the lymph nodes. But this other person said no. So I don't know. All I know is it's scary. And I need to have that done. Put me in a chamber and put your healing love on me and just let it radiate through me and fix everything. I don't want much. Nevertheless, I will show you something I did. And I don't know, but I put it in my mouth this morning. I've told you about all these things, okay? My concoction, which I called liquid gold. Liquid gold, because it was. Okay, I'm going to show you my bottle now. Look at it. I wonder if you can see through it. It's just a light. Anyway, I got some castor oil. So I put okay, first of all, I started out with my liquid gold. Okay, I'll show you the bottle again. So I think I had this much, where my finger is, about this much. Down here, let's see, down here, about here. So I put in coconut oil, the kind that stays hard. Not hard, it stays liquid. And then I got some castor oil. Stimulant, laxative, for relief of for relief of occasional constipation. But that's not what I bought it for, okay? Castor oil is just excellent stuff. Says, drug facts, active ingredient, castor oil. Use for temporary relief of occasional constipation. Well, that's not what I bought it for. However, it's good to know, and I'm sorry about the glare. So anyway, what I did was I put a whole bunch of the coconut oil, and then I put a whole bunch of the castor oil, and I shook it all up, and I'm going to take it like that. And I did. I put it under my tongue. See, I've got this eyedropper thing. I could put some more too. So I will have to watch out if it's telling the truth, it's a laxative. There's my toothbrush, all right. It actually made it a little better. But see, okay, this oil has got my liquid gold in it. And so I can put that on my skin and it goes in, okay? And so wherever I've got cancer, which I don't know everywhere, but I know that I've got it around my skull somewhere, I could put the liquid there and let it... I just need to cover me and let it seep in, because they said the castor oil seeps in and it has the ability to break up lumps and bumps. So I think this concoction will be really good. Even if I take some in my mouth, not a lot. I don't want to have a big problem. But you know, your tissues and stuff, they're saying you put the castor oil on like a tea towel and then put it on the area and leave it. And then you can put, I mean, they have pads that you can get, okay, that you can use. And I saw the drawing for it showed the pads, and then it showed 2 round ones in the bra. You know, for those people who have cysts or tumors. I wish I'd have known. Castor oil is a healer. So, not just a laxative. Put it on the outside of your skin, maybe not put it in. But I'm putting it in. But I'll just do a little bit at a time, and you know, I bet that's a really good idea. It's safe. It's safe for humans. Let's see. I'll make room and put my phone up here. So for that light's in the way, I'll turn that way. There, I'll come over here. So what I'm going to do, I'll shake it up again. But I'm going to have some. I'm going to show you. But I'm pretty sure it will be plenty safe, because coconut oil is safe, castor oil is safe, and I know that my stuff is safe. Oh, the hair. Okay, see, so it's a lot lighter. Okay. So I've improved my concoction. It's still in my mouth, under my tongue. Now, really, I'd like to make some more, because this is old, but I figure it's still good, especially topically. And I saw one video, it said to put a couple drops in your navel, your belly button, at night. I don't know what the reasoning was, but I think it helps heal. They were talking about putting one of those pads, put it over your abdomen, you know, with castor oil. So now I've got a bunch of castor oil in here, and my liquid gold and coconut oil. I figure that's a good blend. And maybe I'll just take it a couple, 3 times a day. You know, once in the morning, once at dinner time maybe, and once at bedtime. And then put it on my belly button, and maybe I should just take it and rub it on my breast and in between my breast, okay, where the cancer is between my lungs. Maybe it'll seep down in there, and maybe the castor oil, you know, is going to blend with my stuff, and maybe it'll be a vehicle to get my stuff in there too. So the castor oil heals. Wow, I got to do that, because it does lumps and bumps and tumors and cysts. So, you know what they told me? They told me I had cancer here and there and everywhere. But they didn't tell me that it was tumors. Maybe they thought I just assumed, or I knew. So anyway, if it is tumors, oh my, I need to get this stuff in me. So I'll put it on the outside so it can seep in, and I'll put it on the inside, and maybe it'll seep out. You know what I'm saying? Everywhere it goes in my system, maybe it will be seeking out them bad guys and getting rid of them. Anyway, I know it's over an hour. So next time it hits 33, I'm going to try to stop it. And what I have to do is stop it at the right time. And usually I don't. Like if I stop it on the 31, maybe it'll be 33. You know what I'm saying? So in a minute it's going to stop. So, ow. I know, I could just have my hair not be like that. Can't help it. So, damn it, I missed it again. Happy trails to you. Definitely happy trails. I don't know that I'm going to go down one. And I feel sorry for the kitty having to stay in here. But then it's safer. Because as we just saw, go running down the hallway getting smacked. She did, I think she did go ahead and cut that other cat's nails so he won't hurt him so bad. But he had gashed him across his face before, across his nose. Anyway, I need to get this to where I can shut you off at the right time. I'm silly, I know. Okay, so it's coming up, babies. I'll see y'all around the bend.